Accept everyone. This is something I need to talk about because most of my life I've had problems accepting everyone. It's uh, it's tough. I think it's tough for everyone had to accept everyone. It's it's something we're supposed to do because everyone's supposed to be God's creatures. But when you look at what some people have done, it's pretty tough to do. I I have trouble accepting some people, and I probably will for the rest of my life. I mean, and I'm sure many of you also feel the same way about certain types of people that there's almost no way you can accept them. But I think there's a lot of people we can accept. We don't have to like, we don't have to be their buddies, but we can just accept them the way they are. Because if we don't, we're going to be in a hole all by ourselves, which is kind of how I am anyway, but I don't want to be that way. I don't think it's healthy. Um, I made a small list of people to accept because I think they can be accepted. There's some others that I kind of contradict myself that I probably can't accept, and probably most of you couldn't either. I won't even mention what kind of people those are. I'll let you guess. You know, they're the ones nobody really accepts. But I think I can accept a dishonest person. Much as I don't like dishonesty, I mean it's a trait so many people have that you got to somewhat accept it if you want to communicate with anybody. And then what I've dealt with at work, the drama queens, which are, they're actually easier to accept because they create their own demise to some degree. The gossip, which sometimes I gossip. I try my best not to, but every once in a while you get, a bunch of people gossiping, and all of a sudden you find yourself going right along with them. And yeah, I'm not proud of it. Like I said, I try not to do it. That's all you can do is try your best not to get in on stuff like that. It's it's not good. Another one is the crooked preacher. I know that one comes out of the blue, but it's something I've personally dealt with. And after talking to different people, a lot of them have dealt with it. There seems to be an epidemic of crooked preachers, which has led me to not going to church, which is sad because I'm a believer. I'm try to study the Bible. I'm try to live by God's will. But crooked preachers is it even sounds funny. To me, it does. I don't know. But it seems very common. I know there's some good ones out there. I've met a couple. And there's people that get offended easily because of their pride. They think they've done more than everybody else. And if you don't bow down to them, they immediately are offended. The fact of the matter is on that is you never know what anybody's been through. I mean, you have no idea what's in their head. You have no idea what went through their head growing up, what their parents put through their head growing up. And those are formative years. So, people that get treated not just right in that stage of life tend to, have issues. It can affect you for your entire life. And there's other things that can affect you for your entire life. I'm sure war does. I was in the military, but it was during peacetime. But I think my father was probably affected by it. I know some Vietnam vets, I know they were affected by it, but that's something that I think people can deal with because there's similar instances where someone might see or deal with a death or, you know, something traumatic like that. And you end up, you know, yeah, it may haunt you, but you can't let it, you know, dictate your entire life. You've got to move on and do the best you can. And I know for some people it's easier said than done because everyone's different. Everyone gets affected by things differently. Some people are better at taking, you know, things in than others. It's taken me most of my life to realize that, because the reason I'm doing this video is because I've had trouble accepting people, and I'm trying to learn how to accept people. And one of the things to accepting them is realizing we are all so different and deal with everything so differently. What's not much to one person can be really bad to another, and vice versa. We never know what someone has dealt with or how they're dealing with it. In other words, everybody's been down the long, hard road. You know, I know people that were brought up extremely poor that are, you know, some of the most grounded people around, you know, and then you see people that are brought up wealthy and they're some of the most ungrounded people, the people that have the most problems. So that, I don't think that determines it. I think it's more what you have in your soul and in your mind that determines how you deal with things. I think all we could do is the best we can to be honest. And I'm going to say, I'm contradicting myself from another video, but not brutally honest. I had a guy comment on that, and because I asked, what is brutally honest, you know, and he kind of gave me a little example, and well, yeah, I mean, if I guess if you're hurting somebody's feelings while being honest, it could be considered brutal. So we don't want to do that. If you're, you know, condemning or being condescending to somebody while being honest, it's probably not, you know, the best way to be. So maybe just honest and leave out the brutal part. This is a blue collar site here, so I'll take any advice I can get, especially maybe somebody that's a little more educated than I am. I pretty much do these videos just from life experience. I am getting old, and I've dealt with a lot of different things, but that doesn't make me right. It's just my take, and so if anybody wants to correct me or give me advice, I'm open to it. And I will listen, because I continue to learn, and I think that's part of what we have to do, is learn all the way through life. In any case, thanks for listening. I hope everybody enjoyed this, and thank you to my 3 subscribers. I was actually excited because I didn't have any, and all of a sudden I had 3. I'm like, wow, I thought that was pretty neat. I know it isn't many, but it's better than 0. In any case, thanks for watching. I'll try to do another one soon.